Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Southeast Asia Brewing, a podcast by Bitwyre where we invite CEOs, founders, and project leaders of the blockchain technology and around the crypto and financial sector from Southeast Asia. I'm very excited today because we have a very exciting guest today from XFounders, Fedor Erashev. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely correct.
Welcome. It's very exciting today because we're going to talk about XFounders and the show that they're going to air.
Imagine 9 startups with a combined valuation of over $300 million. The brightest entrepreneurs from around the globe, brought together on the stunning island of Bali.
Jungle and machete.
Startup Warriors is not just a reality show. It's a 30 days boot camp where founders face challenges that push them beyond their comfort zones. From refining business strategies to diving deep into their own potential, each step of this journey is a test of their resilience, innovation, and drive. Guided by industry experts, they'll learn that success is about more than just numbers. It's about trust, connections, and having the courage to take risks.
We have to kill it. We have to move on to a new idea because the customers don't want this.
The final pitch will decide the future of each startup. Can founders convince the investors? They'll have only 3 minutes to present their vision, highlight their progress, and prove they're ready for investment.
Being a founder is hard. It's very tough to be a founder.
In this reality show, the stories are writing themselves. And only the founders decide how they will end and how epic they will be.
And that's what we do is investment, right?
Startup Warriors, the ultimate test of ambition, set in paradise.
Are you going to air it later on in
Yeah.
2025? Or?
2024. We're targeting at the end of the year.
Right.
It's around December or something.
Sure. Maybe let's start with yourself. Can you introduce, give us a little bit of an intro and about XFounders itself, maybe?
Yeah, for sure. So my name is Fedor, and this is quite hard to pronounce this name. So huge kudos for you and surname as well. So I have a short background. So 5 or 6 years in financial consulting. And multiple times entrepreneur, doing some different stuff, and then I started doing Web2 startups. I raised some funds for my first venture, and then I have an experience to move from Web2 to Web3.
Right.
It was really hard. It cost a lot.
How was the
it's really
transition?
painful. Huh?
How was the transition for you?
It was really hard. I mean, everything is really different, and the questions that usually you have from the VCs or partners is really different. So you need to go deeper into tokenomics. You need to understand how to work with market makings. What does it mean listing of your token? Why you need your token? How you can utilize the blockchain technology, and is it any value, or why you doing this? So many questions. Why you choose this blockchain or this blockchain? So too many questions, and we spent a long period of time to understand what's happening inside.
Sure.
And I have a long list of different pains that I personally faced in this path. So, I saw that the Web3, it's a really wild west with some strange things happening between acceleration program, VCs, founders, and different Web3 ecosystems. For example, I personally have experience to work with different blockchains. We apply for the ground support for everything, try to go deeper with BD team, with marketing team, with many different blockchains. So, and they're really proud that they're really technical.
Yeah.
Like 85% of our employees is technical guys. So that's engineers. That's good. But no from BD or sales or marketing. So the onboarding process, as I saw like a few years ago, was really poor. And founders really struggling to how I can communicate or interact with this blockchain, what kind of value I can get from this. Okay, we have libraries, but do they provide any kind of marketing support or something, or grant support? Do they have a venture arms
Sure.
or something. And many these questions was really hidden from the founders. From the other side, if it's not really transparent and it's really hard for the founders from Web 2 to go to Web 3, it means you have a huge market of consulting companies who who make money on because and they just doing some really simple stuff to explain how it's work, and they get a lot of money from the founders.
Right.
So to launch the Web3 startups like a few years ago, for me it was more expensive than to launch the Web2 startups, because marketing is more expensive. You don't know how to market your product because it's a Web3.
It's more of an unknown territory.
You can use like that time in Google or Facebook.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, you can show your economy inside unit economics, because you need to to build the tokenomics. What is this? How to count this? Yeah. So you're going to tokenomics services, and this guy tried to to sell these services. They cost a lot, like 10, 15, $70K. Just imagine, and like any types of the price, and you also need to invest. So in Web 2, the product guy, the real product owner, product manager, or founder or CEO can to make the financial model of your company. Right. But now you can't do this. You need to really specify specific knowledge of this. Right. So many different questions, and from another hand, VCs. So you don't understand how they minds work, because usually the venture capital in Web 2, okay guys, 5-7 years we are with you, waiting for the Series A, Series B round, and etc. But in Web 3, you have IPO right now, and immediately, and your VCs try to sell the tokens in the same day, the TG event. So, and you try to play against with VCs and your community. So many things happening, really strange.
So what is the biggest learning curve for you, building up from your early careers up to XFounders?
Learning curve.
Yeah.
What do you mean? How
obviously learning from the transitioning from Web 2 to Web 3. I mean, it was obviously very difficult, right? And building XFounders itself, I mean, I imagine it would require a vast amount of knowledge. And before building XFounders, what is the biggest learning points you have acquired from your earlier career leading to XFounders, and actually what became the catalyst that started XFounders itself?
The good question. Really difficult, actually. But the point was that I saw that guys, we have a problem in Web 3 because I'm a startup and I am struggling with all of these things. Right, I don't understand how it's work. What kind of options I have? I can go to acceleration program.
Sure.
We can name the list of these programs. So, I have a conversation with maybe 20, 25 different programs, so really a lot from Asia to US. So, and they asking to provide 6, 12, 15% of your token supply.
Okay.
It sounds really strange.
It's
a typical stuff. You can Google the most popular acceleration program, and you will see that they asking the same. So what kind of value they can provide? Okay. It's really not clear. So you can read the program, you can read some points. It's not clear. They usually they ready to provide 100K in perks or kind of you can join the program, and this is how 100K could be your kind of payment fee. So they try to cheat the founders. Okay. And I don't want to provide 15 or 12% of my whole token supply in the first stage in the acceleration program. That sounds really crazy. Yeah. It's the first things. So if I don't want to provide these things, I need to go to different service providers. Okay. But I need to spend a lot of money on this. So no options actually. Right. Or maybe of course you're lucky if you have really experienced Web3 founders who go ahead of you and you can ask or something. So. But not many founders have this. So the problem is that engineers or no. people from Web2, like people who can deliver the product with a good UX. That's a huge problem in Web3, okay? With the ideas how to bring, already existing product to Web3. They can't go to the Web3 because of this long list of different problems. So we decide, I saw the opportunity to try to solve this problem with our own vision, me and my co-founder Fazil. So, and we just take everything that we like as a founders, and we, don't want to decline everything that we don't like as a founders. That's it. Sure. This is a really simple.
Right.
So I want to have a to build really deep relations with ecosystem where I want to launch my product. I want to have a deep relations with all these service providers, and I don't want to pay a lot for their service, or maybe they pay at all.
Like
for example,
reasonable
or maybe yes, I'm ready to pay, but I need to understand is it the right person or not. So I need time to understand this. Not like one Zoom call; it's not enough.
Okay.
I want to have a really strong community founders around me, and I don't want to pay 12% of tokens or equity.
That's crazy.
For acceleration program with the hidden value of this. So that was how XFounders was born, with this concept. And to provide this value, we put all this list of pains inside our acceleration program inside. So founders, and the concept is really simple. 4 weeks offline bootcamp where founders can live together with all their mates around, founders like from around the world. They can live together and spend time with the C-level and really tier 1 companies physically. Not like in distance. It's not. Nothing like fast acceleration of fast food. No. Only like hardcore, really deep, and focusing on building relations with all these partners, ecosystem, and everything. And the problem is, if you want to do this in 4 weeks, it's really hard to make like organization of this, the funnel and everything, but the value is the same, really high. So, and we decided doing this format. So in the first season of our bootcamp, we don't charge any tokens or equity from the founders. It was acceleration fee was like free of this, nothing. They pay nothing, and we did this in Turkey in 2023 in Antalya, and we have support from ICP blockchain. It was super cool. Thanks a lot, guys. And we have support from many different companies like Gate.io, DYDX, MasterCard, like Magic Square, Subscript, a lot of different cool companies. They join us physically, and they fly to Turkey. They spend some time with the founders. It was an amazing experience. And after 4 weeks, we become almost like kind of a family.
Right.
And we have cool, successful cases after this. And we decide, okay, it was our like kind of MVP.
Okay.
And let's move forward.
That's very fast. That's very fast.
Yeah.
Right to the season 2.
Unfortunately, it was not really fast as we want.
I see.
But we start thinking, okay, what next? What kind of the next things that we want to achieve? And we decide to focus on not pre-seed stage startups. It was on the first season of the bootcamp. It was a pre-seed stage startups. Yeah. So for many of them, it was like the first, rounds, first financing round, and so on. We decide to try the seed, Series A, like seed, late seed, and pre-Series A companies who already have a product. Who many of them have a revenue. They already raised from $1 to $5 million. It's another type of entrepreneurs, another type of the business. These guys, they're really experienced entrepreneurs. They have businesses behind. Some of them have exits. So another like level of quality, another type of quality you need to provide for this season. And we start looking for the right cool partner, like a title sponsor of this bootcamp. and we have a conversation with many blockchains. But the most exciting thing that we was supported by Solana Foundation, and a huge kudos to Chase. Chase, thank you so much for trust. Chase is a head of DevRel in the Solana Foundation. He supported us and it was in May, if I remember. Okay, and we set up the date when we need to start this bootcamp this year in September. So, and we choose Indonesia, Bali,
That's cool.
to make it happen.
Cool. What was like the thinking process behind picking Bali as the next season for XFounders Startup Warriors, right?
Yeah. In Turkey, the situation in Turkey goes a bit, not so good in terms of the economy, in terms of the expats, in terms of their permission for living in the long period of time.
Sure.
So it's a complex thing. So many people are moving from Turkey to different part of the world.
Was
many
it
of
just
them going
recently?
to the Asia. Huh?
Was it just recently, or has it always been like that?
No, it was in 2020, actually 3 or something.
Right. So like
a year ago.
after COVID.
So and we start thinking, okay, what the next location will be good for us to test, to try to understand. Sure. And we, of course, we heard about that Asian market is super growing fast, and there is a like the next huge point of mass adoption, a lot of gaming, a lot of successful stories and everything, a lot of conferences and a lot of expats from around the world. And we was thinking between Vietnam and Bali, but we decided to go to Bali. And finally, it was really happy. It was 9 months ago, something like this.
Okay.
And yes, and we saw a lot of people from crypto, a lot of founders, investors, and they're living here, or they spend some time here. It was really cool. So millions of different people love Bali and visited it. Some of them working or living here for 5, 7 years, 11 years. That's amazing. So we decided to stay here a bit longer and set up our next season here in Indonesia.
How many people participated on the show as the?
Let me think. So overall, we have 9 startups, and it's 14 founders.
Right.
14 founders as a participant.
For the second season.
For the second season, yes, 14 founders from seed late seed startups. We have about, I think about 30 or something experts.
Right.
But we have much more people during the bootcamp. We have a lot of communities, influencers, many different people, VCs, angels who just coming to our bootcamp every day. So I think overall we have something like 150 people, maybe more during the whole camp.
Right.
Only our demo day will bring together 100 plus people. So it was pretty big, and we have a XFounders acceleration team, and production team. It's
two different
teams under like one management team, me, Fazil, and we have two separate team. One of responsible for the bootcamp, for educational, for experts, for everything inside the acceleration program. Another one was focusing only on production side. Producers, creative producers, directors, assistants, film, many different people, sounds engineer, many cameramen and other stuff. So it was 30 plus people working at the same time. 30 plus in the production company and about 10 in acceleration.
Right. So obviously with a show of this scale, I mean, huge production value and a lot of parties were involved, how do you pick out which mentors, or do you have any specific criteria for them to sort of guide the founders along their way?
Yeah, for sure. It takes the big distance in timing. I mean, of course, every day every month we expand our network.
Yeah.
And many of our network is consist of people that we know personally because we work with these people, or it's a really warm interest for the people that we respect and we know how they work. Some of them it's really successful founders. So usually it's just the first filter that we have. And of course we have a preparation time before we launch the bootcamp, and we have a methodology team who work with the speaker to understand, is it the right person or not? What kind of value he can bring for our founders, what kind of, how deep he know his topics, or what kind of successful case he have. So it takes about like 2 or 3 months to understand to prepare
because it's a mix of everything.
Construction of the educational part. Of course, we have an advisors, and we have people who are really experienced in this. We have our team, for example, we have Jem Arkan. He's ex-Techstar, Stellar, he was a ecosystem growth and marketing director from the Circle. He really experienced person in different educational stuff, grant programs and everything. So he was our program director of season 2. So this is the best person that we can find for, to cover all these topics. He is a real OG and really cool. It just the one example how it works. So he was leading our force in educational segment of the bootcamp.
Sure. Obviously, it's a huge aspect, educational, right?
Of course.
And what was it's a huge milestone to go from season 1 to season 2. What are the big changes?
I think few things. The first season was a kind of MVP. MVP for us, and we invest our own money on this. We try to do our best, a lot of challenges and so on. And season 2, I think it's our first version of product.
Okay, understandable. Yeah. It's where you test all your hypotheses.
Yeah, we test a lot. These 2 years, we test a lot in BD, in sales, in different offers. So, and we spent 2 years to find the right offer that we can show for the founders, and they agree to join XFounders bootcamp. And for us, it's extremely important because on the long distance, we can compete with the big ecosystem only if we have a high quality funnel and high quality founders. And we put a lot of work to understand what kind of offer we can create for them. So difference. Okay, we're more experienced.
Obviously,
we grew with the quality of the startups significantly. I mean, really. Last time we have the founder, engineer who doing the MVP. This time we have for example, the biggest DeFi protocol from Algorand.
Right.
So as a participant. So this is a huge distance between.
That's a huge leap.
Yes. On another hand, we increase our budgets.
Obviously,
spend budgets for the bootcamp. But it's not most important. The most important thing is that we start taking acceleration fee. And now we have our first portfolio from the season 2. It's really cool, and it's growing every day because the founders have a lot of it from us, hopefully, and of course, this is really cool startup. So we have a portfolio, and we will focusing next 5 years on growing our portfolio.
Cool.
And another thing is really important. Of course, we put the media layer on the top of their bootcamp. So what does it mean? What does it mean for us and for market, actually? It means that it's like a game. So I believe, and I wanna, we wanna really achieve this. We wanna unlock for Web3 ecosystems, different companies and startups, unlock the new media layer with the Amazon Prime and Netflix quality of the content.
Strong ambition.
I mean, we have a lot of of course, podcasts, YouTube videos, and everything. But I don't see that, Web3 ecosystem competing with MasterCard, Solana, or Apple with in this, in the huge market, Web2 market. Okay. And that's really strange. And I think this big, for example, one blockchain, another blockchain, they need to compete not with each other, but with other really cool big brands outside the Web3.
Especially on Web2 side.
So yes, this is also hypothesis, but I think it's a good way to move forward with mass adoption and bring new audience to the Web3.
Right.
So, and media layer, it means that we open another company, XFounders production company.
Yeah.
It's actually a Singapore-based company.
Cool.
who responsible for filming, for creating these original shows and other media products, and keep all IP rights for this show and future show. And the idea is to make the first ever edutainment reality show about Web3 founders, with support with other like ecosystems.
Yeah.
And to show that it's possible, we can do this, and to test how much value we can bring for the founders. 100% focusing on the storytelling of each founder that taking part in our bootcamp. Just imagine 10 episodes, 40 minutes or something, Amazon Prime quality, and founders, they telling their stories. Not that, okay, guys, we raised like $4 million, article, but what was the part before? How many failures? Who is these people?
That's much more interesting.
Yeah, because we have different types of founders: engineers, hustler, networker. Like many different types. Yeah. And these different types, it's super cool to show the huge audience, to help them understand that this is like me, this guy's like me, and this girl also like me. I also can to build these connections and to help people who will watch this, that they also can try this, and they have also some chances to achieve this. This is extremely important. So we want to show the different role models of different cool founders for the mass audience, not to sell directly, but show that this is also really interesting people. And of course, we natively integrate different Web3 ecosystem inside. This year, it was like Solana Foundation and AWS. Thanks a lot, guys, for support. Being Crypto Media, Anti-Pantelage part, Webwise Capital, Grigon Market Making. So many different cool companies. And this is a huge difference between the first season. And let's see how it goes.
Very catchphrase-like. But obviously, you're trying to, as I understand it, you're trying to also reach the mainstream audience, right?
Of course.
And the adoption right now for Web3, we're still like growing towards that, reaching that milestone as well, right? I imagine it's not easy to explain, especially visually, at a fast-paced media like this. How do you trying to balance between the showmanship aspect of the show itself and the educational aspect? Because you obviously want to educate these audiences as well, right?
Yeah, it's also a really good question. That's hard, but I try to explain. We have a really hard commitments between us as ex-founders and founders who believe in us, who taking part in this and spend 1 month with us. So the idea is to bring as much value as we can for the founders. But in the same time, the second season, it's a go-to-market bootcamp by XFounders, powered by Solana Foundation. Go-to-market.
So this is another level from the previous.
So just imagine that XFounders itself go-to-market.
That's cool.
So we not only talking about how to market your product inside the bootcamp. Have a really cool experts inside. One of the best, I guess, in Web3, Salat agency. So really huge kudos to David. But if you join to XFounders, you already have a go-to-market. And this crazy idea. And so for the audience, the idea is to, of course, it's entertainment and show the founders to make curiosity around and everything. And of course, we have some educational small parts or some stories or some, insights, not to make it boring, but to bring some feelings inside the audience that, I'm become more smarter. Like I become more, wise now. Now I know that what's happening in Web3, maybe in the highlights, but now I know something. To put these feelings inside the audience. For example, imagine that the guy who will see our show, then he go to his neighbor, friends, and he, try to explain some different stuff, interesting for him. And I think it's really important to provide the audience the feelings that they, become more smarter or, more deeper in technology or something like this. And this is just the first step to push these people to start building something. We don't need to push a lot. We just need to show that that's a really interesting topic. And the story will be telling by our founders, of course. Yeah. So for the audience, less educational, but some insights, interesting
more
things
immersive.
about Web3 through founders, and more entertainment. For the founders, more value inside XFounders acceleration program, but go to market using our show after the bootcamp. So they don't need to think about go to market. We take care about this.
That's really cool.
Hope it makes sense. Yeah,
it does make sense. Yeah. But I know it's very difficult to bridge even the most basic knowledge of Web 2 to the mainstream audience, but especially on Web 3, it's on another level. But how was the production experience in Bali? Was there any is it much more difficult than when you were in season 1, or is it this one is much more relaxed now? It's
this is a really great question. So last year in the first season, we have just one cameraman and 3 cameras.
Just 3 cameras
yes,
for the whole show?
We just, no show. We just film educational content. Just educational.
So you let them do their thing and record?
We just record all lectures, workshops, everything, some interviews, for our YouTube channel, for everything, but not for show. This year it's another type of level. It's a production company with a lot of different people, with a high quality equipment, with with scenario, with everything. Actually, fun fact that we have the same equipment, the same cameras and everything that usually use for Amazon Prime and Netflix. So we use the same guidelines, and we take exactly the same equipment to make the same. This is important. And so a lot of challenges to combine 2 different teams, acceleration program and production company. 2 different teams, we need to combine 2 different schedule, different activities without any mistakes in terms of the quality, timing and everything. We have a lot of different challenges with different locations. I mean, because it's really hard logistics in Indonesia, in Bali.
Moving around in the island.
Yes. But it was a really good experience, and now we know deeper how to make this type of content. How much money you need to invest to have this type of content, what kind of value potentially we can bring for the founders. So now we're really exciting and really waiting for the first episodes of this reality show.
That is cool. Where do you go? What parts of the island do you go for the second season in Bali?
What the next plans
what parts of the island did you go?
It was Ubud. So we filmed
just
everything
Ubud
in Ubud.
area.
Yes. In Ubud, but we have a part of the content that we film inside the bootcamp. Inside this location where we was, and almost every 2 days we have outdoor activities. And we move with the team, with the founders, with equipment to different part of the Bali, many different places.
So that's the huge part of the show.
Yes,
the outdoor activities. Was it much more interesting than the?
I can give you 2 spoilers.
Okay, that's cool, guys.
2 small spoilers.
All right.
We have pleasure to host Stacy and Pearson. She was a head of Web3 in APAC in Amazon. She came to XFounders from Singapore. I really appreciate that. And she's a really amazing person. She is really OG here, know deeper in technology and everything. So in the first week of our bootcamp, she was leading the hiking to the volcano.
Wow.
With the whole founders and the whole crew. She was leading, she was motivating these people, the founders, to help them to achieve the peak of the Batur.
Right.
And we filmed everything there. And just imagine, in 2 a.m. in the night, we're moving to volcano. We spent many hours there. We're hiking for a few hours, and you know, it's really hard. And then she go directly from the volcano to airport. So it was amazing, you know, she contributed a lot. It was super cool. We fall in love and how she work and what kind of value she provide for our founders. And it just one example, and we film everything. It was super beautiful picture and, you know, really emotional stuff.
Yeah.
And another spoiler, just the last one.
Sure.
We have an amazing Matt Sork. He's a VP of Technology of Solana Foundation. He also spent a few days with us, with the founders and everything. And he was leading diving activities for our founders.
No way.
Really. And we also filmed it underwater, you know, from the air. It was super cool.
That was so
yeah. And it just, you know, just 2 things that we have, but we have many different activities almost every 2 days. So yeah, you will see everything in December.
Of course. How is it like working with these guys? Like, obviously a huge leap from season 1 to season 2, but how is like, I assume this is the first experience as well for the team to work with such high profile figures.
Yes.
Like, so was there any like production lessons that did you guys learn this time around in building to season 3 maybe?
Actually, our experts and all experts and mentors, they was really good. I mean, no problem with that we have a lot of cameras or the huge crew. So our crew is super beautiful. They take care about, you know, every experts and mentors and startups. So I pay a lot of attention on different details and timing. So a lot of, you know, care and love was inside. So, and we're really happy that our mentors, experts, they also, you know, provide some support. They play this game. So if we're going, oh guys, we need to have you for interview here, or to film your profile here, or you need to go there, so they help and support us. So no problem with this at all. And it was super cool experience. And behind the scenes, this is an amazing people. I mean, they really experience, all of them, the founders.
Right.
So they have a really nice and really flexible, you know, minds, really brilliant minds. They provide a huge tons of insight. So it's impossible to have this conversation on any kind of conference.
Yeah.
Because you're just hustling, you have a few minutes, but when you spend with this guy like 3 days, every day, hours of conversation, the magic happening actually there. So, and we can talk a lot about the insights and everything. So everything that we find there, we bring for the founders, of course.
Okay. What about the founders?
Not for the public.
Sure, of course. We're gonna just have to wait and see. But what about the founders themselves? So what kind of, was there any like particular experience you found like interesting with these new founders?
Actually a lot. I mean, all these people, they really experience, and they have deep knowledge and particular, like each segment that they work inside. So we have amazing guys from, you know, DeFi, RWA. We have amazing guy from Latam Neobanking. We have our amazing people from AI segment. So many of them. It's a hard question. We learn from these founders actually a lot. We're talking a lot, we're learning a lot, because they also have their own experience. They successfully raised some funds, they know how to work with VCs, they have a product, they have revenue, many different tricks that they share with us. And it's really difficult to explain, you know, the straight list.
Right.
But of course, we learn a lot.
Now that you guys have done with the production and everything is done with the season 2, I assume, right?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
wanna...
right now on the post-production.
Post-production.
Yeah.
Right. And have you guys started thinking about the next season? Was it like a bit out of reach, or have you guys like?
Of course, I think
Yeah.
we will. We want to have every bootcamp we have
More improvements,
and reality show element,
yeah,
or kind of media element inside.
okay,
So, and I think it depends on what kind of startups we have. For example, if you have a pre-series A startups,
yeah,
really cool entrepreneurs,
okay,
it's impossible to make everything that you want.
yeah, obviously, yeah,
Yes, if we're talking about the pre-seed stage startups,
sure,
who have a chance, for example, to win some amount of money as a first investments. Of course, we can think about more hard competition inside.
yeah,
It's another type of show. So it's another type of the product.
I can see that, yeah.
So
obviously.
for us, the most important thing here is to growing portfolio. It means to bring value for the founders first.
Okay.
A reality show or other things, it's just a tool to bring the audience for the founders.
Okay.
To make it really popular, make it like new superstars. In the same time, it's a huge, field of different experiments and hypotheses that we want to try.
Of course, it's an interesting way to grow a company, to scale a company.
Yes,
I would imagine, yeah. But also, you guys have also in on the percentage that they offer as well, right? So you guys became partners too.
What do you mean?
Do you guys invest as well to these startups?
We want, and we tried to do this season, but unfortunately we can't because we first invest everything in reality in the bootcamp. But we're planning to start co-investing with in our startups next season. I think next we wanna start doing this. For us, it's actually new challenge. To have enough resources for this. Every year you need to set up new challenges. So this is another type. So we wanna start investing in our founders, of course.
Okay. Well, I'm just curious about the first season founders. How are they? Do you guys still keep in contact with them?
Yes, not with all startups. Some of them is dead. Some of them is okay. We have successful cases with a chain size startup. They raised $2 million. So there are different stories. Of course. Yeah.
A lot of dynamics.
We have a community. We're talking sometimes, sending memes.
Do you have like a communities channels you guys want to share? Yeah.
So
the public can join as well?
We have few channels that you can join or subscribe. So we will share the links.
Sure.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
All right. Do you guys want to add something else before we close the episode?
Don't start doing acceleration program and media company in the same time. Just remember that this it's a marathon and that's it. No sprints. So keep building. Keep building it. It's really important, and to bring more cool products that will be really useful for the people. And XFounders will just help you to build sustainable business model and bring the go-to-market to a product. So if you want to take part in this, please go to our social media, our website and everything, and we will be happy to see you next season.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Hope to see you as well, Fedor. Thank you so much for coming to the show. So guys, thanks a lot for watching this episode of Southeast Asia Brewing with Fedor Erashev, founder of XFounders. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more future content of Southeast Asia Brewing. I'll see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.